should be coming. Yay, I can hear myself talk. Hello, welcome back to the House of Isla. Sorry for that quick moment of me not able to talk, but hey, how was that intro? Same music, new graphics. So we are talking The Mandalorian. How have you, Echo?
I've been doing pretty well. Getting through opening of classes.
Sound good? Any exams coming up or anything?
Physics, of course.
Ooh,
How about
difficult.
you?
I'm doing all right. Yeah, just exams coming up too. So, have a really bad one for statics. So, there is that. But why are we talking about Mandalorian now? It came out, the full season came out back in 2019. Why are we talking about it in 2025?
Well, if you remember back a few videos ago, we talked about the upcoming future of Star Wars. And that includes, in spring next year, I believe, the Mandalorian and Grogu movie coming out.
You are correct. So, we just finished watching Mandalorian Season 1, Episode 1, also known as Chapter 1, The Mandalorian. It is 39 minutes long and aired November 12th, 2019. Directed by Dave Filoni, written by Jon Favreau, and starring Pedro Pascal, Carl Weathers, and I think that's it. So, let's go in a quick recap because I bet you probably didn't watch it before listening to it, and you've probably seen it once. If you haven't seen Mandalorian at all, go see it. We don't want to spoil anything, so that's your warning. But here's the recap. We start with the new Star Wars logo for Disney Plus, and take it away.
Actually, I kind of forgot that was the first time we saw that helmet lightsabers on the helmet's intro.
Yeah, so that was kind of like Disney's thing of like having that Marvel logo thing, and it's pretty cool. It's evolved since new shows and stuff.
Yeah, it seems like almost every new show gets their own droid or human helmet on that one.
Yeah, so even uh they even put it in front of some of the other stuff, Clone Wars, Rebels, and stuff they put on it when they released Disney Plus. But this is like the first Disney Plus made TV show. So we start on this icy planet where Mando uh is looking for a bounty, and it's in a cantina. So there's some things that go down.
On this, well, in the bar, when the when one of the people who get involved in the fight first greets Mando, he says, um, he says, "Ichuta Mando," which according to the subtitles is "Hey Mando." But according to every other time that we've heard that phrase used, does not mean hey.
So what do you think it means?
Well, according to a quick Google search I just did about 30 seconds ago, it is an expletive of which there's no quite translation in the English language.
So a swear word in Huttese, maybe.
Yes. Yes,
Cool.
kind of like how calling someone uh, slime ball in Huttese is an insult as well.
So if your kid don't say Huttese swear words in school.
I mean, you might not get caught per se, but just don't.
Um,
If you do get caught, at least you know your teacher's cool and watches Star Wars.
and that's an upside.
Dispensing bad advice. Let's go.
Um, so yeah, then there's like an epic fight that starts. Um, because this bartender decides to like pour a glass of whatever they were drinking and slid it down to the one guy um who said hello to Mando. And Mando catches it and yeah, what happens?
Well, actually, another little detail there. The glass is empty. When he slides it down, it doesn't like move as if there's any liquid in it. When Mando picks it up and launches it over his shoulder at the guy behind him, no liquid comes out of it. So it's just a little small set design, things like that.
Yes.
But yeah, Mando gets into a fight. Darth Maul's one guy using a door, and I forget what he does to the other guy.
Probably just like knocks him out
Makes sense.
with his blaster. Uh and the bounty person, I forget his name. He's blue. He looks like a fish. Um,
It says his name in the subtitles, but I forget it already.
he was like, thank you for saving me." And then Mando goes like, takes this hollow disc. Yeah, on. Oh, and yeah, that guy gets handcuffed, and yeah, we Mando and the prisoner now uh goes back to his ship where we see a flute dude. I forget his name, but he plays a flute and looks like a plague doctor.
He's the same type of guy who spied on Luke, Han, and Ben Kenobi in Mos Eisley.
Yeah, I put it actually in my like show notes. I have a flute dude from Tatooine. So, and then like, hey, I got this nice model with a droid. No droids.
I wonder why he doesn't like droids.
So, um, the guy comes probably in like this beat up truck. This is the guy you don't want as your Uber driver. You want that nice Tesla robot Uber driver.
Also, I looked it up, and the blue guy that we were talking about is simply called Mithril.
Ah, Mithril, yeah. He's nice. Um, in later episodes. Um,
Spoilers.
yeah, on the so the next seconds later, like he's talking, yeah, be careful. There's this monster under the ice, so get into your ship quickly. And Mando pays the guy, and driver goes bye bye.
Speaking of that, when we were watching it together, I mentioned that would be a good spot for a director's cameo. Apparently, the guy's not a director or anything related to the production or anything. He's a comedian.
Ah. Um.
You spend your time outlining the show. I spend my time looking up random facts.
Yay. Yeah. Said monster starts attacking the ship, the Razor Crest. It's a very nice ship, but also looks like a worn down Chevy truck.
Mo- Excuse me. The monster is called a Ravenak.
And yeah, Mando has to use his rifle with his like stun gun attachment to zap the monster, and they fly off. And Mithril tries to talk with Mando, and Mando's just like, does not want to talk. So Mithril decides to go find the refresher, and may or may not do what when you're a passenger in someone's vehicle. You decide to open up the glove box and the different things looking around. Sees a whole bunch of weapons. And yeah, he's screwed. Then later on, he goes, sits in the back seat now, looks back into the truck bed, and just sees a whole bunch of other bounties. Yeah,
And he himself gets pushed into the carbonite freezer.
yeah, that's a very small and compact carbonite freezer. And it's how many years since Empire Strikes Back?
This would be a 9 BBY, so however far that is after Empire.
So probably not so long.
But also, for Bespin, or for Cloud City, it's in orbit above Bespin, and they use that to transport large quantities of gas. So it would definitely need to be larger than just like a freeze a single person in carbonite for a bounty.
Yeah, Mando goes to another canteen, meets up with Grief Karga, played by the late Carl Weathers, who's in Rocky and also in Happy Gilmore. So
I've not seen either of those two.
I know what our next movie is gonna be. um, and yeah, he drops off the bounties. They get offloaded to his ship, and Grief Karga decides to pay him with like Imperial credits. And Mando's like, I don't want them. Grief Karga says they still spend, and then no Imperial credits. And Grief Karga's like, I can do this other thing, but I can only pay half.
Calamari flan.
Agree.
That's the currency he tries or he agrees to pay half in.
And then he wants to get some more bounties because he has to pay money for his ship because, hey, he has that extended car warranty. The agents keep calling him up. Hey, you need to pay your car's extended warranty. So
That's got to be one of the oddest looking cars I've ever seen then.
And yeah, he's like, but I can't really give you these bounties because I have to spread them out to the other people in the guild. But I've got this one bounty, face to face, no puck, no chain code, just a locator, and or a chit card or something. Just something like I have it.
Like, I have it, I'm allowed to access this building, whatever.
Yeah, I think maybe something like this. Like a gift card for it that you can hold up to camera. So yeah, he accepts it. Meets with this client, and we might we see some bucket heads.
Covered in sand, no less.
I hate sand. It's coarse. It's rough.
Is it irritating?
And it gets everywhere. My dad really hates when I start quoting that line. So,
Well, I mean, isn't that in the same conversation where he admits to committing like war crimes, essentially?
no. That was on Naboo. Yeah. Um, yeah, there's now maybe this is an Imperial remnant, small base. Dr. Pershing's there. He scares Mando. Mando goes all guns out, and the stormtrooper's like, it's a 4-1 fight. Mando's like,
I like those odds.
and nothing happens. They get to business.
Though if you look, the way that the guns all point in the one shot of that scene, the stormtroopers do lower their guns before Mando. So he got what he wanted in the end.
Yeah. But for this task, he got he gets a chain code. He only knows that the person that he's trying to get is 50 years old. So
old, right?
Yeah. Chewbacca was 50 years old in Solo.
Really?
I don't know. I saw a meme about that. But yeah, and he gets one block of best goal from the remnant, and the guy's like, it's time to give the Vescar back to the Mandalorians.
It is good to see it back where it belongs, or something like that.
Yeah, but like, really?
Was not the Empire the one who took the Beskar in the first place?
Yeah.
As we will later learn.
We kind of know from like Rebels or something.
Yeah, it's a little better explained for the context, though,
Yeah.
in a later episode in this series.
And then we go back. Mando leaves. We see the monkey of Jabba watching his own monkey. His friend gets slowly rotated on a chicken rotisserie. I really want to recreate that scene with 2 chickens.
Dang.
Hey, I want nice chicken to eat.
No, you can never say no to a good rotisserie chicken.
So, who's with me? But I'm broke, so.
You know, being in college and all.
So then he makes his way back to this underground Mandalorian covenant, the tribe type stuff, and we meet the armorer. So, and like, hey, this is the way. He gets like a pauldron and stuff. No crest yet, so. And then Don like,
doesn't he already have a razor one?
No. But yeah, almost starts pounding away on the thing, and flashback to Mando as a child, and getting attacked by separatist commando like heavy battle droids. Yeah, must be scary. And I don't know, was it in that scene that we figure out like if he got saved, or was it just flashbacks?
It was just flashbacks.
Yeah. So maybe not reason why he hates droids. And then he goes to a planet where the bounty's on. I totally forget the name.
Was it ever given?
No, probably in like some archives, maybe. Um, so he gets attacked. Mando gets attacked by some creatures. These creatures, oh,
They're called blargs.
they look like blogs too.
How do you know what a blarg looks like?
Some mysterious creature that Dave Filoni wrote on a napkin.
Sounds right.
And he's saved by.
Queel
And
and Ugnaught.
he only speaks in one line. I have spoken. It's not I am Groot, but close enough.
Yeah. After my family watched it, my mom would keep throwing "I have spoken" in things that she said for a few weeks afterwards.
Ah, so
Great times.
yeah, Quail teaches Mando how to ride the blog, um, and he keeps saying I have spoken. Yeah, this is and why I'm helping a Mandalorian type stuff and reasons and stuff leads him to this compound, and we meet IG.
I don't know his numbers,
I
sorry.
think it's 88.
No, I think 88 is the original droid that we met in Empire.
And
Is this one like, I want to say 111, but I think I'm thinking of something else.
I don't know. One Google search later. But
Nope, it is 11. It's IG-11, so I just had an extra one in there.
and this droid is voiced by none other than Taika Waititi, one of the directors of Mandalorian season 1, and also directors of Thor: Love and Thunder, and supposedly working on a Star Wars project that's going nowhere. And then they start attacking this compound. Epic battle. Lot of laser guns. Maybe a self-destroying droid. And
Turn off your self-destruct.
And everyone's dead. Besides one life.
Except for the people that we like.
Yeah. Mando. And one life form.
And the droid.
But the droid's not a life form. In the everlasting modes of K2SO, I can survive in space. I'm a droid.
That's certainly a quote from him.
And then we find the child. This 50-year-old creature in a cradle. And yeah.
That's about where the episode went.
And there's a blaster involved. And we get to the credits. So. What was some key takeaways that you got from this? Like, after watching it another time since, like, 6 years ago.
This has not been my first time rewatching it.
Yes. But from, like, your first watch.
Yeah, I'm not really sure.
Yeah, I think like just picking up on more detail because
Yeah,
like
that's mainly
I was
how it's
taking
gone.
notes, so like kind of wasn't paying attention a bit, but like I was also trying to give myself like a quick outline that I can go through because I know myself I would forget and talk about something that probably didn't happen in it. So
And then I'd be sitting here nodding along, trying to think of what you're talking about, and not knowing a clue what you're saying.
yeah, but yeah, this definitely the events from Mando helped change and kind of breathed some new life into Star Wars since Last Jedi and
Yeah,
Solo, which was the last projects.
I heard someone say that the Mandalorian was the thing that brought Star Wars back, and I completely agree with that because like Solo was okay in my opinion. Last Jedi, less said better, but like the Mandalorian was great.
Rogue One,
Oh, Rogue One was awesome.
um, and I do think Force Awakens was good. Um, but with the others that came with it, no. Um, but I think it helped bring like some new adventure because it's like we don't know any of these characters and stuff. Instead of we know Han, we know Leia, we know Luke. We don't know Rey or Poe or Finn, but we had legacy characters to rely on. And this we didn't.
Yeah, and this was kind of like one of the things that kind of helped reinforce Star Wars is not entirely the Skywalker saga. Star Wars is not entirely the story of the Jedi and the Sith. It is a whole galaxy full of people.
And adventure.
Yeah, and that's one of the things I didn't like about Last Jedi, where they kind of tried to make it back into the story of the Jedi and Sith and whatnot.
Well, it's a fantasy adventure rather than anything else. So
Yeah, and for like some of the people who watched it originally, or watched like the original Star Wars when it came out, or watched like the prequels when they first came out, this kind of had the same sense of newness in terms of the characters, in terms of like you're discovering a whole new part of the galaxy.
yeah, uh, um, and I don't think since its debut, I don't think um, I think none of the other shows besides potentially Andor has gotten to that level of what Mandalorian did. Because, like, Andor, you kind of needed to know what happened prior to it. You know how the story's gonna end. Um, and then, like, Ahsoka, you needed to know Clone Wars, you needed to know Rebels. And then,
And then,
Obi-Wan.
like even with Ahsoka, there's still some context you needed from the Mandalorian to fully know what was going on in Ahsoka.
Yeah, and, like, even in, Obi-Wan, it was just like, oh, you needed to know this and this and this.
Yeah, you basically needed to know the prequels and then like half of the subplots of Rebels.
And it was just like, it adds confusion on top of confusion for someone who aren't diehard Star Wars fans and have watched everything and could recite it if they had enough willpower and enough brain cells left from
Who could that be?
classes.
But like even for us, the like interconnectivity of everything is kind of good and bad because it's good in that we're like oh hey, I know that and that and that, but it's bad in that like we don't know every single detail of every single thing.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of stuff that we may forget that we need.
And I think also it just helps, like, if you make a mo- movie and it's like s- um, it's part of a storyline from somewhere else, so something. And I think Hobbit's a great example of it. You have a lot of people who may have not heard of Lord of the Rings or watching The Hobbit, but then you have um people who start with the um who've watched Lord of the Rings and then they're like, "Ooh, I know what that is," from it, because it just helps. Easter eggs are important in it, and it helps people who know everything and know more of the weird in and outs of the story in the universe.
Is this where I admit that I've only seen like the first half of the first movie of the Hobbit series?
Yeah, me too. I've only watched the first one. I've watched The Lord of the Rings. I've read The Hobbit.
Oh yeah, I've read The Hobbit multiple times. I've read Lord of the Rings multiple times. I've seen Lord of the Rings multiple times, but I've only seen like half of a movie of The Hobbit, just be just because I didn't know there was a movie about it until 10th grade, in which our teacher started to show us the movie, but then we ran out of time that year.
Oh, I'm dying right now. From
Nice.
Yeah, I think a TIE fighter may or may not have hit my glass. Of Yeah.
Why do you think I record on the ground here?
Uh
This isn't Alderaan, right?
no, that is Galaxy's Edge. Um but I think if we take all the so if this was like our first time watching it, I think we could rate it. I think based off of what we have seen, so like Andor, based off of the movies and everything, and prior knowledge of like what's to come in the series, what would you rate it out of 10?
I'd say I'd probably give this one around a 9, because it really just gave a solid stepping stone into the rest of the series.
Yeah, I'd agree. So, and
I have parts of other episodes that I might like better than parts of this episode, but this episode is still really good overall.
yeah, it is. So let me go here and drum roll, please. And that did not go through any mics. There
Nice.
we go. We have a solid 9 Mando helmets.
I was expecting 9 Razor Crests,
Ah,
because then I was going to give the fact that the Razor Crest is based off of the A10 Warthog. And actually, some set designers said that was one of the hardest things they had to design, because the Warthog already looked almost like it belonged in Star Wars if you just removed the wings.
um, so yeah, I thought helmets would been nice. Hey, we are the House of Isla, so
We are, yes. My shirt says so, because I just bought this shirt off of our merch store.
houseofisla.com.
Shameless plug.
But I think with that said, I think we've covered everything. Um, to help catch you up. So far, one episode down.
Stay tuned in the future for more episodes.
So yeah, we've got a few things on the plate before next year when Mandalorian hits the big screen. With that said, Please make sure to like and subscribe here on YouTube. And if you like our content, join our Discord so you can be part of the community, potentially make it onto a show or other things. And check out houseofisla.com. And with
With that
that
said,
said,
may the force be with you.
with you.